Something else that stood out in these conversations was the way military experience shaped how these veterans approach leadership. Not just managing people, but showing up for your team, working alongside them, and communicating clearly when things get difficult, and keeping people focused when the pressure is on. And in Fleet, those leadership skills can impact everything from safety and operations to team culture and trust.
So, leadership, on the other hand, is something that I really take pride in having as a skill because I was able to, utilize that throughout my Army time, and I utilize it every day in this role. I was promoted to sergeant when I was under 21, so that was a big achievement for me, and I took being a leader really serious. I was a team leader in Iraq, which was, it was a great experience for me to be able to lead my guys in those situations that I know would be life or death. And in the civilian world, not always life or death, obviously, but there's decisions that are super important. Sometimes they are safety related, so maybe it could be life or death. But being a strong leader is so helpful. I truly think that a fleet manager is a genuine leader in the company, one of the most important ones. I think our role sometimes doesn't get looked at as, super fitting in the leadership category, if you will, but we need to be strong leaders. We cannot run an effective organization or an effective fleet without being so. So those two things, communication and leadership, are just pivotal, and I really got great experience in the Army to be able to perfect those to the best of my ability. I also think that, leading people translates into leading your team, leading your coworkers, being a good example, showing people how to work through situations and understand, big picture sometimes. One of those situations where you kind of have to, put your Army or military cap on is giving, breaking tough decisions to people at work or giving them information that they may not be super excited to receive. But that's something that we have to do in the military. And when there's tough situations like, someone can't get a raise they're expecting or there's going to be organizational changes, it's our job as leaders and managers to paint the big picture to the person. And that's something that I directly learned as my time when I was leading a team in the Army. There were situations where we had to break really tough news, and you got to keep focused on the mission. Just like in my job now, I got to keep focused on fleet readiness and operational readiness. It's part of the job, and it's part of being successful with what we do every single day. And every day is completely different, so we have to stay pivoting and stay on our feet and looking for solutions.
My approach to leadership is to build a team. You just have to have people in different areas, and you have to have, in these days especially, people with different experiences and backgrounds to be successful. They just the life is just too complicated, I think, for one individual to handle alone. So the ability to bring in skill sets and experiences to help you achieve your goals is absolutely paramount to being successful.
My approach to leadership and teamwork was heavily shaped by the military's focus on accountability, trust, and leading by example. One of the biggest lessons I learned was that strong teams are built when leaders are willing to work alongside their people, not just direct them, obviously. In the military, your team depends on you, and you quickly learn that respect is earned through consistency, communication, and being willing to step in when things get difficult. Just like in fleet management, everybody loves seeing their fleet leader out there on the floor with the guys wrenching away. It was the same case in the Army. We got to show that love for one another and build that teamwork.